الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Math grade 6. Today we want to learn what the meaning of surface area of triangular prisms and how to solve the
السلام
surface
عليكم أستاذ.
of triangular prisms. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الحمد لله على السلامة أستاذ.
سلمكم الله حياكم الله. Watch with me now this video.
حس بالرقاوة مع كلاريتين يلي ما بيسبب النعاس للأطفال مع راحة 24 ساعة.
Chapter 10, Lesson 4, Surface Area of Triangular Prisms. You will be able to find the surface area of triangular prisms. A triangular prism is a prism that has triangular bases. When the bases are equilateral triangles, the areas of the three rectangular faces are equal. You can use a net to find the surface area of a triangular prism. The surface area of a triangular prism is the sum of the areas of the two triangular bases and the three rectangular faces. So if we unfold this triangular prism, we get this net. You have two bases that are congruent and three faces. The three faces aren't always congruent, but they can be. Find the surface area of the triangular prism. So in my triangular prism, I have a net with three rectangles and two triangles. The triangles have a base of 1 and a height of 0.8. So the height here is 0.8 and the base here is 1. The rectangles, I have this rectangle here, which has a base and height of 1 and 2. So 1 and 2. I have this rectangle here that is also happens to be 1 and 2. And this rectangle in the back is also 1 and 2. So if you look here, I have three rectangles with base and height of 1 and 2. So let's call that shape 1. And I have two triangles which will always be congruent. So let's call these shape 2. So let's find the area of shape 1. It is a rectangle and its base times height. Its base and height are 2 times 1, which is 2. And remember, there are 3 of them. So multiply it by 3 rectangles and we get a total area of 6. Now the triangle. Remember, triangles is 1/2 base times height. The base is 1 and the height is 0.8. So we get 0.8 over 2, which is 0.4. And remember, we have 2 of these triangles, so 0.8. Add the two areas together, line up those decimal points. We get a total area of 6.8 centimeters squared. Letter B. Find the surface area of the triangular prism. So we have our two triangles that have a base of 6 and a height of 5.2. We'll call this shape 1. And it's 1/2 base times height, which is 1/2 times 6 over 1 times 5.2 over 1. Your numerator, 6 times 5.2 times 1 is 31.2. And your denominator is 2. Divide it out and get 15.6. Remember, there are 2 triangles, so let's multiply that by 2. And we get 31.2 for our triangles. Our rectangles, we have a rectangle here, which is 7 by 6. We also have a rectangle in the back, which happens to also be 7 by 6. And our bottom rectangle, again, is 7 by 6. So we have 3 rectangles that are the same. We'll call that shape 2. Area of shape 2 is base times height. And again, the base and height were 6 and 7, which is 42. Since all 3 are the same, I can multiply by 3 and get 126. So now let's add the areas together. 126 plus 31.2. We get a total area of 157.2 centimeters squared. Find the surface area of other triangular prisms. You can also find the surface area of any triangular prism by adding the areas of all the sides of the prism using an orthogonal drawing. So now our triangle doesn't have the same side lengths. So here's our triangle. And we have a base and height of 15 and 8. So I'm going to draw this out. 15 and 8 is the triangle. And I have 2 of them. So I'm just going to remind myself a times 2 up top. This rectangle has a base and height of 20 and 17. And as far as I know, I only have 1 of them. The bottom rectangle is 15 and 20. And the back rectangle is 20 and 8. So none of the rectangles this time are the same. But I have the 3 total rectangles and 2 triangles. So now let's find the areas. Area of the rectangle, or triangle, excuse me, is 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2 15 times 8. Area equals 60. Now I have 2 of those triangles, so let's multiply it by 2, and we get 120. Now our purple rectangle, area equals base times height. Area equals 20 times 17. Area equals 340. I only have one of those, so I can keep it at 340. The green rectangle, area equals base times height. Area equals 20 times 15. Area equals 300. Again, I only have one of them. Our last rectangle, area equals base times height. Area equals 20 times 8. Area equals 160. Take all the amounts and add them together. 120, 340, 300, and 160. So we get a total area of 920 meters squared, and that is a surface area. Letter B, find the surface area of the rectangular prism. So we have our triangles here, which are always the same. And we always look at our right angle to determine our base and height. 4 and our height is 5.7. So let's draw that. Again, there are two of them. Then this back rectangle is 5.7 and 8.6. The bottom rectangle is 4 and 8.6. And this last rectangle
السلام عليكم أستاذ. محمد سلام.
is 7 by 8.6. Now let's find the area. We'll start from left to right. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2 times 4 over 1 times 5.7 over 1. Area equals 22.8 over 2. Area equals 11.4. But remember, there are two triangles. Multiply by 2, and we get 22.8. Our first rectangle, area equals base times height. Area equals 8.6 times 5.7. Area equals 49.02. Our next rectangle, area equals base times height. Area equals 8.6 times 4. Area equals 34.4. And our last rectangle, area equals base times height. Area equals 8.6 times 7. Area equals 60.2. Add all these amounts together. 22.8, 49.02, 34.4, and 60.2. 4, carry the 1. 10, 16, carry the 1. That would be 10, 16, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. So our total area, 166.42, and it is in meters squared.
مستر محمد صباح الخير. مستر محمد صباح الخير.
اهلا مستر عقيل،
شو اخبارك؟ ان شاء الله طيب.
الله يحييك يا رب يخليك.
شو اخباركم اولاد شلون امورهم الشباب؟
الحمد لله. الحمد لله الامور بخير الحمد لله. الله يبارك فيك استاذ عقيل.
استاذ محمد، لجميع اللي يسمعني من الطلاب تاخذون ولو 5 دقائق على منصه الف. الجميع يفتح منصه الف معاهم، تاخذوا حتى ولو الستارتر من عدد لبدايه اي موضوع تختاره يفتحون عليه الجميع ولو 5 دقائق يوميا.
على عيني.
على كل صف. شكرا جزيلا. شكرا جزيلا.
حياك استاذي، حياك الله، اهلا وسهلا فيك. Today we want to learn how to find the surface area of triangular prism. This is the open figures. As you see here, the open figures, we have 3 triangles, 1, 2, 3. This is the face 1, face 2, face 3. And we have the bases. This is the first base and the second base. The 2 bases here are parallel and congruent. Parallel and congruent. Now see with me this video.
Today we're going to be doing another example of surface area, but this time we're going to be finding the surface area of a triangular prism, which is this right here. Now you know that this is the 3D object, and over here you have the net of the object. So when I look at this net, I can see right away that both triangles have a height of 4 units, and I know that because it says it directly on the triangle. The next thing that I can notice about the triangles is that it has a base of 6 units, and it says it right here. It labels this base as 6 units. Now I know that over here is also 6 units because it's the same exact size. If you look, they're congruent. They're exactly the same size because they're both sides of a rectangle. The next shape I want to look at is this one on the bottom that shows us that we have a base of 7 and a height of 5. Now, since this is a triangular prism, I know that this face up here is the exact same thing and the same measurements as the one that we just looked at on the bottom, because these are the 2 side faces of the triangle that meet at the top to make the point. So right now I know that I have to find the area of rectangle A and triangle B, and I know that I can just multiply them by 2 once I find the areas, because we have another rectangle A up here and we have another triangle B over here. So instead of finding the area of all 4, I can find the area of A, the area of B, and then multiply them by 2. So before I find the areas, I have one more face that I have to look at the measurements for, and I know that we have one side that is 6 because it's labeled right here, and then our other side, which is right here, is parallel to rectangle A, so we would know that this would be 7. and this will be rectangle C. So now I want to start with finding the area of the rectangles first, because that's what we've been doing last week, so we can do that pretty quickly. So area of rectangle A is going to be 7 times 5, which is 35. And area of rectangle C is going to be 7 times 6, which is 42. So the only difference in finding the area of the triangle is that after we do base times height, then we're going to divide our answer by 2, because we know that the formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, or you can do 1/2 base times height. So when I look at this triangle, I know that my base is 6 and my height is 4, and then I would divide both by 2. So I would get 24 divided by 2, and my answer would be 12. Now the last step is going to be doubling the answers for rectangle A and the answers for triangle B, because those both have 2 that are the same size. So we need 2 measurements for those. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do 35 times 2, and that's 70. And then I'm going to go over to triangle B, and my answer is 12. So I'm going to multiply it by 2 and get 24. Now when I add them up, I have to remember to also add in rectangle C, which was 42. And my answer is 136. So the surface area of this triangle prism would be 136 units squared.
We have here example 1. In this example, the question, find the surface area of the triangular prism. As you see here, this is the figure. Look to the base. The base here, triangle. When the base triangle means the kind of this prism, triangular prism. As you see here in the triangular prism, we have 2 bases, 2 parallel and congruent bases. The kind of this base, the triangle. The kind of this base, triangle. And at the side, we have here the first rectangle. As you see. And inside, we have here the second rectangle. And here we have the third rectangle. So we have 3 different rectangles, and we have 2 congruent triangle. So when you want to solve the surface area of this figure, the rule said SA means surface area. Sum of the areas of 2 triangular bases means the congruent triangle. Then and 3 rectangular faces. So we can solve the area of the first triangle. And as you see, we have congruent triangles. So you can, after you solve the area, multiply by 2. Because we have 2 triangles. Then solve the area of this rectangle. Then solve the area of this rectangle. Then you can add all areas. You will get the surface area. How? Listen how. Surface area equal. The first step, the rule to solve the area of triangle will be 1/2, multiply by the base, multiply by the height. multiply by the base will be 3, multiply by the height will be 4. So I can write here 1 over 2 multiply by 3 multiply by 4. And multiply by 2, why? Because we have two triangles. This is the first one and this is the second one. The two congruent triangles here. So multiply by 2. Plus, we have the first rectangle here, As you know, the rule to solve the area of rectangle, length times width. The length here will be 7 and the width here will be 3. So I can write 7 times 3. 7 times 3. Plus the second rectangle. This is the second rectangle. As you see here, we have the width here we have 4 and the length here we have 7. This side equals this side. Here 7 means here 7. So here we have 7 and here we have 4. So to solve this area of this rectangle, just multiply length times width. 7 times 4. 7 times 4. Plus the last rectangle here, as you see, we have the width 5 and the length 7. The width 5 and the length 7. So to solve the area of the third rectangle, just multiply length times width. 7 times 5. 7 times 5. Now you can solve. 3 times 4 will be 12. 3 times 4 will be 12. 12 times 1, 12. 12 divided by 2 will be 6. So the answer here through the parentheses, 6. 6 multiplied by 2. 6 multiplied by 2 will be 12. Will be 12. Plus 3 times 7. 3 times 7 will be 21. Plus 4 times 7. 4 times 7 will be 28. Plus 7 times 5 will be 35. Will be 35. Now you can add the all. 12 plus 21 plus 28 plus 35 will be 96. Will be 96 meters squared. Meter squared. This is the rule to solve the surface area of triangular prism. The second example here, the question said, find the surface area of triangular prism. Look very well to the figure. As you see here in the figure, look to the bases. The two bases here will be a triangle. The two bases here will be a triangle. Congruent triangles. Congruent triangles. As you see here in the triangle, this is in the red line, we have the height. We have the height. The tall of this height, 4 inch. The tall of this height, 4 inch. And this is the base, and this is the base of the triangle. This side equal this side. Here 12 means we have here what? 12. So the first step, I will solve the area of the triangle. Then I will multiply the answer by 2 because I have two congruent triangles. Then I will add the areas of the three rectangles in the side. So start from the rule of the triangle. As you know, to solve the area of the triangle, the rule 1 over 2, multiply by the base, multiply by the height. So here we have 1 over 2 and the tall of the base of triangle here, this side equal this side. Here 12 means here the tall here 12. So multiply by 12. Multiply by the height. Multiply by the height will be what? Will be 4. And multiply by 2 because we have two triangles. This is the first one and this is the second one. Plus the first rectangle as you see with me here, this is the length and this is the width. To solve the area of the rectangle, just multiply length times width. 9 times 5. 9 times 5. Plus the second rectangle, here the big rectangle as you see, we have the length 12 and the width 9. So we can write 9 times 12 plus the last rectangle, the third rectangle here inside, as you see with me. Here we have this side we have 9 and this side we have 10. This side we have 10. So the length will be 10 and the width will be 9. So I can write 9 times 10. Now we can solve. 4 times 12 will be 48. 48 multiplied by 1 will be 48. 48 divided by 2 will be 24. Now the answer here is through the parentheses 24. And we have multiplied by 2. 24 multiplied by 2 will be 48. Will be 48. So the answer here 48 plus 9 times 5. 9 times 5 will be 45. 45 plus 9 times 12. 9 times 12 will be 108. Will be 108 plus 9 times 10. 9 times 10 will be 90. Will be 90. Then to solve the surface area now, as the all numbers here, 48 plus 45 plus 108 plus 90 will be 291. Will be 291 inch squared. Inch squared. The surface area, we measured the surface area by squared. By squared. And the unit here will be inch. So the unit will be inch squared. Will be inch squared. And here we have some videos. When you have free time, you can watch all these videos. And this is our lesson today. Now, who has a question now?
Mr. You will put this PowerPoint in the chat.
Inshallah.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Who has a question? What is the name of our lesson today?
Surface area of the triangle prism. Triangular prism.
Excellent.
Finding the area of the rectangular.
Prisms. So today we learned how to find the surface area of triangular prisms. As you know, we have 5 faces, 3 faces rectangles,
And 2 triangles.
and 2 congruent triangles. 2 congruent triangles. So to solve the surface area, at the first, find the area of the triangle, then multiply the answer by 2 because we have 2 congruent triangles. Then solve the area of each triangle, then add the all areas, you will get the surface area. We have 2 issues here before we go to take attendance. The first one we have in the dashboard in this program in Microsoft Teams. When you go to the dashboard, we have survey. We have survey from Mr. Qusay. Please, all students, go through this survey and please complete the all survey with yourself. It's very easy, but I want from the all to do it after this period.
Yesterday we do it.
Oh, great. If you do it, it's very great. If you don't, please do it now, after this period.
Mr. I do it.
Great. The second issue, very important, Aleph program. Aleph program. From the Ministry of Education and from our administration. It's very important. And we have marks for Aleph, 20 marks for the project. When you solve Aleph every day, I will put to you 20 marks in the project. So I want to, from the all of students to every day go through the program, Aleph program, and solve. And to, inshallah, every period, as you, Mr. Akil said, inshallah, we will work about 5 minutes with this program. And I want from all in your home to work in Aleph programs, very important. Now we will go, inshallah, to take the attendance.
6A.
Ahmad Salim.
موجود.
موجود. Great. حمد الظاهري
موجود.
ممتاز. حمد الجابري
موجود مستر.
جريت. حمدان العامري
موجود أستاذ.
جريت حمدان. حمدان الهجري حمدان علي الهجري حمدان علي الهجري حمدان absent. زايد النعيمي
موجود أستاذ. موجود أستاذ.
سالم هداف سالم عبد الرحمن
موجود أستاذ.
عبد الله أحمد التميمي
موجود مستر. موجود.
أوكي. عبد الله مانع
موجود مستر انت قلت بعد الحصة نروح ألف أي لسن نروح مستر اطلع.
هلا نحن في عنا مجموعة من الدروس. قد يكون في بعض الطلاب سابقين في الحل، قد في بعض الطلاب مقصرين في الحل. فنحن شو الدرس اليوم اللي أخذناه؟ السيرفيس اريا اوف triangular بريزمز. فأنت بتدور عليه، إذا حالل اللي قبله بتحل هذا الدرس مباشرة، إذا مو حالل اللي قبله بترجع بتحل اللي قبله. واضح الكلام؟
اوكي خلاص
تمام. وين صرنا؟ علي الرميثي
موجود مستر. موجود أستاذ اطلع.
اللي طلع يطلع. عيسى
يلا مع السلامة مستر.
مع السلامة. عيسى الراجدي موجود عيسى. فلاح الكعبي
موجود أستاذ. موجود فلاح.
اوكي.
مستر اللي سمع اسمه يطلع
ما في مشكلة. منصور أحمد الظاهري absent. منصور البيك منصور نايف العتيبي absent.
قلت 6 بي ولا
بعد منصور نايف هير
موجود مستر. موجود.
اوكي.
موجود.
اوكي. ميلاد
موجود مستر.
مستر سلامتك ما تشوف شر.
سلمكم الله وعافاكم.
هزاع مستر موجود.
جريت هزاع
موجود.
اوكي.
الحمد لله على السلامة مستر.
سلمك الله يبارك فيك يا رب.
مستر عادي يطلع.
اللي طلع اسمه بإمكانه يطلع. خلفان
موجود.
خليفة دويس
موجود.
ذياب
موجود.
سالم جمعة
موجود.
ممتاز. سلطان خليفة
موجود.
ممتاز. سيف سالم الكعبي
موجود أستاذ. موجود.
ممتاز. عبد الله الجابري
موجود أستاذ.
ممتاز. فارس
موجود.
ممتاز. محمد سالم الراجدي
موجود أستاذ. موجود.
محمد عبد العزيز.
موجود أستاذ.
ممتاز. محمد عمار.
موجود أستاذ.
محمد عمر العامري.
موجود.
منصور الكعبي. منصور علي.
موجود أستاذ موجود.
ممتاز. منصور محمد المهيري.
موجود.
موسى.
نعم أستاذ.
موسى. ممتاز.
نعم أستاذ.
تمام موسى. ناصر.
نعم.
ممتاز ناصر ممتاز. إذا
الحمد
الله
لله.
يرضى عليكم. الله يسلمكم جميعا. الله يرضى عليكم. بس برجع بذكر مشان برنامج ألف بشكل يومي ندخل عليه بنشوف نحن بنشوف الدرس اللي أخذناه اليوم على المايكروسوفت تيمز، بنشوف إذا اللي قبله مو حالينه بنحاول نرجع نحلهم لنوصل للدروس اللي نحن ماشيين معها. تمام. فبدي من الكل يشتغل، لأنه في بعض الطلاب لحد الآن ما اشتغلت ما سجلت. اللي ما عنده الحساب بإمكانه يتواصل مع الأستاذ أحمد. إذا ما عندك الرقم حكيني على الواتساب ببعث لك رقم الأستاذ أحمد، هو المسؤول عن الحسابات إن شاء الله. Okay. So this is our lesson today. Thank you for your listening. Have a nice day. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. See you tomorrow إن شاء الله.